Hey, it's Kevin. Welcome back to the video blog. Today we're talking video games, actually. I'll be honest, yes, that is Ms. Pac-Man, the real deal, sitting behind me in my dining room. I bought that for my wife for her 35th birthday. I guess that kind of explains the kind of people we are. Yes, we have a Ms. Pac-Man machine in the dining room. And neither my wife nor I have the high score. My buddy Boo does from a couple of years back. It's funny. On Thanksgiving Day, I went over to my buddy Ray's house. And his young son, Rocco, who I believe is still 6, going to turn 7 in February, I believe, had to play me on the Nintendo Wii. At first, he actually had to play my wife. And so she got stuck boxing with him. And I think we were just playing the Wii sports games. So we played golf, and we played tennis, and we played baseball, and had a lot of fun. But I'll be the first to admit, I've never been a huge video game guy. I'm still kind of old school, yes, Ms. Pac-Man. More importantly, I'm still Atari 2600. Yeah, nothing beats Super Breakout. Okay, maybe it does, but come on. Do you remember playing Super Breakout? What about Space Invaders? I mean, Rush quoted them in a song. Well, he didn't quote them in a song, but Rush mentioned. I know, it's kind of silly. Asteroids. In fact, I was looking at the back of the cartridge. And my high score in Asteroids happened in 1992. Yeah, and that was still what, 10 years after the game came out? Galaxian. I've got boatloads of them. And yes, there were the super. How Tiger Woods is kind of the superstar of today's video games. Tiger Woods golf and things like that, or Madden football or whatever. There was always again the Ms. Pac-Man game. Not quite as good as the big deal. I'll be honest with you, I always loved Frogger. Me and George Costanza, really good at Frogger. Dig Dug, remember his day come and went? And I think one of my favorite cartridges, and I could have brought the game down, it was a lot easier to play the cartridge for you, was Donkey Kong. Notice the Donkey, it's a Coleco cartridge, by the way. Notice it doesn't even have a picture of Donkey Kong on there. I've got tons of, how many more games do I have here in my game box? Probably another 15, 20 games. I know I'm old school. But, and man, I still got that little indentation right there from the joystick. Remember grabbing it? Although, actually, I guess, Pong was probably my favorite of all times. I hate to say that. Actually, in the stand-up video games, Galaga is one of my all-time favorites. I love old video games. I would have a ton of the stand-up games. Granted, they're not cheap. They're not easy to maintain. There aren't a lot of people that maintain them. I know the Wii is cool. And the idea of Wii Sports and Wii Fit are incredible. And I know how hard they are, because I think Nintendo Wii is probably still going to be one of the tougher things to find for the holiday season. Call me an old man. Call me old school. Give me Atari 2600 any day of the week. Have a great one. I think I'm going to dust it off a little bit, and maybe a little game of Ms. Pac-Man on the small screen.